Welcome back to another episode of Producergrind Podcast. Carrington and JB with me.
Yo.
And we got a special guest today here. Bros work with Pablo, Gucci, McConan, Lil Xan, Lil Pump, Lil Uzi. Please welcome Danny Wolf. What's good, bro?
What's good? Danny Wolf in the building.
Thanks.
So we see you got a little project coming out pretty soon. You want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, my album. It's like I've been working on it for a minute. It's got like Pablo, bands, Lil Pump, Lil Skies, just the whole gang, and shit. Hopefully they like it.
Yeah, it's more than producing, right?
No, I'm not rapping.
You're not rapping on it?
No, hell no.
Oh,
Chill. Chill.
Oh.
Chill. Trying to burn me out.
We were talking about it earlier. We thought, I was like, you might be coming out as an artist too.
Hell no, never. I might do some songwriting for someone, but I'll do some ghostwriting, but I'll never start.
You ain't want to burn out?
No, I'm not trying to burn out quick. Chill.
He's like, I'm gonna stay in my lane.
Y'all trying to burn me out?
Oh man. So how did the project come about? Like, is this song? How long has it been in the making?
Honestly, I had this project in mind. I had the name in mind. It's called Night of the Wolf, but I don't know. I was just waiting for the right time. It just didn't feel like it was right. And I was just gathering songs from sessions. Like, I had it ready, and then the track list wasn't clicking, so I was just waiting it out. So now I feel ready.
Are these songs that you kind of have just been like slowly building up, or did you like approach it like, yes, like I want bro on this, I want bro, like have you been piecing together like how Khaled does, or it's just kind of like fell together?
Just whatever slaps.
Yeah.
I was just listening to it. It could have been there. I got Kenny B on there, or Kenny B Youngin, like an artist not a lot of people know about, but he's about to blow up. So just people that make hard shit.
Yeah.
I had the Skies record that I had for about a year, just holding on to it, making sure that the album sounds right. The Pump song, I've had it for like 2 years, and just, like just holding on to it till perfect time.
Oh yeah. What is because a lot of producers just go and throw them on SoundCloud. Like what stop you from just doing that?
Like the homies are signed. I can't do them dirty like that. Like there's labels, they got a team investing in them. They got people that are looking over their projects. I can't just do that to them. Yeah. It's fucked up.
Has it been a process to get the records cleared and permission to do all this and stuff like that?
No, not really. Like, when you just fuck with an artist and you just show them love and you just do it out of genuine, love, I guess, just like they just fuck with you later on, like Pump. He called me like 2-3 years ago. We were just on the phone, just going through plans. Like all the artists that I fuck with, like I get them verses, I go and get them booked for shows. Like there's just artists that I just get them Ubers before anybody knew about them to get to the studio. Just like little shit like that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like later on,
I think that's big.
When
really.
when you just ask them for the clearest songs, like it's obvious, They're not gonna be like, hell no. Lil Xan, his management will be like, yeah, Danny Wolf's family. Of course he can drop a song. Like they know what's up. Like the management knows. It's not like a big label thing, because the label is no longer involved after that point. Because it really comes down to the artist. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The artist is gonna be like, hell no, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
So that's how
I feel like stuff like that's big, because like a lot of people are like, bro, why am I gonna pay for this dude's Uber when I'm not getting paid for these beats?
Right.
I'm not doing all of that. It's like
too much greed in this world, too much selfishness, and too me. They just want to take. I want to drown in placements. Like, it's not about that, A lot of producers are just like, we can sit here and just talk about how to be a producer, but like some producers can come and be like, you gotta be cool, you gotta be the producer, you gotta lay back, you know what I'm saying? It's all about being cool, bro. Like, and then it's like, no, bro, fuck that. It's about your mindset. It's about when this phone turns off, when the computer turns off, the camera turns off, and you're late at night, and them bad thoughts come to your head. Them things, the doubt and the fear come into your head. It's how you battle that. Like when Thought Slayer 291_ goes to sleep with his trolling comment, like when he goes to sleep, when the haters go to sleep, when the people that show love, shout out to people that show love. Like when the people go to sleep and this is all over with, and you're not a producer anymore, and you're not the Instagram persona that you think you are. Like when that shit is over with, it's how you deal with those mental battles. And then once you deal with those late at night, everything you do is just love,
Yeah.
Like you're not looking into, what do I gain from that? What do I gain from this Uber ride? It's like, bro, you're gonna find the light at the end of the tunnel in someone else's tunnel.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Helping somebody else's out, like somebody else's vision out. So that's what I like to do. When I made music, I didn't really think I was gonna make any money from it. I didn't think this was gonna go up. I just did it because I just wanted people to like some shit. It's like a roller coaster. Like we're all on this rock and we're just going through space. Like my music is just trying to make the pain more tolerable. My album's making this shit more tolerable. You know, like family shit we got going on, personal shit a lot of people like to hide, the deep battles, your childhood, what fucked you up as a kid, like bro, and like trust me, like I know what it's like to go through some fucked up shit. Like I used to clean my middle school every day after class, like, and the music got me through it. I had to go up to my classmates and put a trash can in front of them and say, empty out your trash. I had to clean up the cafeteria every day after school.
Why'd you have to do that?
We were just struggling. Me and my mom lived under a church basement, and we had to eat so fast. Like the roaches would get to our food. Me and my brothers, we had to eat like hella quick, or the shit would just be, we wouldn't have nothing to eat because that's all we had to eat. So like, I just learned from a young age to like, just relax, you know, just shit ain't about us. It's about getting everybody through it.
Well, you know, some people will hear that and they'll be like, well, I never had to go through all that, so I can't be like how he is. I have to
Shit on everyone. Yeah. That don't even sound right.
It really doesn't. But you know, like some people were like, well, I don't have it like that, so how can I?
Those are the people that they're blessed. So they already, like, God must have seen something in them that we don't see in them. So we can't really know if they're going through, say something that they don't go through that, because they might be going through something worse, like through suicide, through depression. Those are the main people that have it the worst also, because they're so ungrateful for everything, and just being ungrateful for stuff. Not all of them, but the people that you're talking about, like those are the people that have some mental battles. So I can't tell them they like that. We could just share what we know, and then they can take it how they want.
It's almost like it can be either a curse or a blessing, because when you grow, if you're born into like being well off, it's like when you don't know what it's like without it, you can't really appreciate it. So it's like, it's not,
Facts.
It's part their fault and it's part not their fault. You know what I mean? So,
and they look for answers, and like they go through horoscopes, they look through witches, through greedy preachers,
numerology.
They go through numerology. They're the mains that are really lost. So it's like, we really don't know what's going on, but to share something that we know, and they can take it how they want.
Right.
But don't listen to the witches, don't listen to the psychics, don't listen to the greedy preachers, because they're like, oh, if you don't tithe, you're going to hell. Like if you ask them, all right, then who are you? It's like the biggest question mark. So I can't take advice from someone that doesn't even know themselves like that. So I don't know myself like that. I don't know anything, but I just, you know, it's very like black and white. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if someone's greedy, why would I sit here and learn from somebody that's greedy? That means they're going to be holding some knowledge back from me. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, just quiet. I'll just be quiet.
You seem pretty like enlightened though and stuff. Like, what are some of like the steps that you've taken? You know what I'm saying though? Like, bro,
actually, y'all,
shit, bro.
Spiritually grounded and stuff like that.
Danny ain't even sitting on a chair right now. He's actually floating. Back
to the beats. Back to making beats.
Nah, but for real though, like, what are like maybe some thing like how have you like self-taught or whatever? Or have you had a mentor? Like,
trying to think. Honestly, just fasting and praying.
Arrington knows a lot about that.
Yes, sir.
You on a fast right now, right?
Yes, sir. You know, it's the beginning of the new year. You got to.
Facts. Yeah, you know, y'all should be interviewing him. Shit, I don't know anything.
I don't know nothing. Just as much. I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. I'm just sharing.
I think that's what wise people do. They admit that they don't know it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like when you come encounter to the one that knows everything, you realize you don't know jack. You don't know nothing.
Damn, you snapping. He answered that question. Facts.
So every relationship you have with music artists is more personal than just, you know what I'm saying, cooking up.
Hell yeah. every time. I mean, once you get signed to a label, you gotta kind of just play it cool and just listen to the A&Rs. If they want you to show up, you know, they're investing in you. So of course I'll show up. I'm not gonna be rude to you. But fuck that. I know what I got going on. I just listen. But yeah, when I first started, yeah, it was just pulling up, just showing up.
Yeah.
Really, that's just the key. Just showing up. Like with Pablo, I was an intern. I shot a video. Met this rapper. He had a session with Pablo. I told the rapper I had beats, and then boom, Pablo walks into the room, and then that just led to where we are today. So like, that's just how it went. And then with Pump, with everybody, with every artist that I've ever worked with, is just like that. McConan, I was gonna shoot a video for him. Pump, Smoke Perp.
You said you shooting videos?
Yeah, I used to shoot videos.
You don't do no more? You don't shoot videos no more?
No, but I want to.
Mm.
Like I'm trying to. Well, if the opportunity shows up, I'll do it. But yeah, definitely know my shit. I used to edit videos and stuff.
So you were doing both at the same time before you went 100% beats?
And I was working a job at Wendy's and Cold Stone. I know how to whip up some crazy ice cream.
Who got is a Wendy's Frosty as good as Cold Stone?
Nah, but Wendy's shit is legit though. It's legit. It's real meat.
Really?
I don't even work
Is it
for
for
them.
real?
Hell yeah.
It's real meat?
Hell yeah.
Dang.
I don't even work for them anymore, but I'm just.
No cap.
I need that sponsorship, bro.
So are you putting out this album like with a label, or are you independent? Like,
I'm independent. I own all my stuff. It's just my label is with StreamCut. They're a really good label. They just, Gunna's with them, young bands. They got a good roster. Like we own our stuff. Like why would I not do that? And they take care of us really well. So it's like, shit. This other person's offering this, and then this person has no strings attached. It's like,
is it an admin deal?
Mm-hmm.
An admin deal. Okay. So talk to us about the people that don't know what an admin deal is.
Well, hold on. First, before you get to that, so can you talk a little bit about what StreamCut is? Because I didn't know they were a label. I thought they were just a streaming service, like just a service.
Yeah, service to collect money for producers or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, shit. It looks like they made the right choices, and then they just started offering label services too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know what everybody else's stuff is, but they're just a good, like as a producer, you want to have a good team. You want to have a good foundation. So you can just kind of filter out the weird industry shit. So they're just that good team that you're looking for. Like they're those people that look over that paperwork so you don't get fucked over. The publishing deal so you don't throw away 80% of your catalog and you don't own that anymore and you gotta start from scratch. So it's just, it's a good team. Yeah. I have no complaints, bro. That's shit.
Yeah, I know about StreamCut.
Yeah. They're like across the street, I think.
Yeah, right. So they're like kind of like a new waves, new style, new technique.
It's new wave shit, bro.
Yeah.
New wave shit. We own our stuff.
You think pub deals and signing people and stuff is burned out?
Nah, I think be a blessing in disguise or not. I don't know. It just depends on the person. It depends on your intentions, It just depends.
Under what circumstance would you sign like a major deal?
Shit, I need 100 million.
Damn, 100 M's.
Yeah.
That's a check.
I mean, that's what some of the people at the major labels even told me. They're like, don't sign no pub deal unless they're giving you 100 or 50 or something.
Yeah,
and I was
something
like,
crazy.
Yeah, I would respect that. That was real as fuck. I was like, okay, bet.
Is there any gems or sauce that you've learned from being in these corporate meetings and dealing with these people like that you could drop?
Just don't be thirsty. Don't be out here making yourself look crazy, and whatever happens, happens. Just go with it. If they don't fuck with you, okay, they don't fuck with you. They'll fuck with you later on. It wasn't meant to be. It's just people are too caught up in their own timing, Like,
what do you mean by that?
Like everything's already been written for us. So like the beginning and the end's already been written. So like it's not on your time either way. Like everything is just.
So you think it's out of your hands?
Is what?
What is it called? Law of attraction?
No, it's like
Nah, I don't think. A law of attraction is too much soul power and too much like me. I'm gonna attract everything. Everything's gonna happen for me. But when you realize you're here for everybody else, you kind of move differently.
Mm.
You know?
What's best for the entire universe.
Yeah, you have too much. Like that just like holds up too much expectations. And then they're like, this shit doesn't work, and then you lose faith.
But I think there is definitely some realness and some truth to that, though.
It is. It's like some sort of clarity, but I don't think it's everything.
Yeah.
I don't think me sitting here and saying this interview is gonna go great for myself
Right.
would put you in awareness of how he feels or how you feel or he feels. Because I'm just too worried about me instead of just like, all right, like how do I answer what you want to say? Then you get you know what I'm saying? Like just operating differently.
it's like you're basing it off of serving someone else, right?
Yeah. Just serving you, like trying to give you the best answer, trying to make sure he gets the best angle, the best this, and then you know what I'm saying. That just comes about. Like the law of attraction is just like a bonus.
Mm.
I feel like a lot of people get too caught up with the law of attraction and like they look.
I'm so enlightened.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like it's there's truth to it, like 'cause there's power in your words, and I think that's what it's all based off of. But it's like it's almost a little too hyped up version of it. Like when they first tell you, when you first learn about it, you just like 100 M's tomorrow, 100 M's tomorrow, 100 M's tomorrow. It's gonna happen, but
and they just sit there.
it's not like that.
Yeah.
What do they call them? Affirmations and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then they just like post it on Instagram, and then they just close their phone.
Yeah.
So I got a question. You recently tweeted
I've been 2 years in a minute.
Vic Mensa is officially burnt the fuck out. Can you explain?
I was just wilding, bro. I'm a tweak. I just be wilding sometimes.
You be trolling?
I just shit. I don't know.
Is it true though? That he burned out?
I should have
for real?
deleted that.
I never heard bro's music, to be honest. I'm not familiar.
Me either. I never heard.
Yeah.
I never heard of Vic Mensa song.
I never.
Never-
It was
I'm
more
not
like
trying to diss
it was
him.
more like him on Instagram and just glorifying the fact that he made fun of somebody in front of their mother that was dead.
Damn,
That's some burnt shit.
that is burnt.
Like you're gonna diss someone and like he's dead. Like let him rest in peace, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like let him have his ways. You know, whatever he did, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Let him do him. You know, he impacted a lot of people's lives. Like everyone's just too busy highlighting what they did wrong.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mm.
like okay, you're cool. You dissed him. You dissed the dead person. But to me, that was burnt. That's what I meant by that. Not like his shit's over with. Like that's not how I meant that.
Yeah.
How do you maneuver through this, like this industry? I don't know about like in other industries if it's as
It's the same. It's definitely the same. Like
you don't think it's a little bit different, elevated, a little bit more elevated in entertainment rather than because in entertainment it's not as a lot of it's word. You take my word, I take your word, and I feel like in a lot of other businesses, it's more contracts, so you can go like there's a lot of
like
things in writing.
corporates and
Yeah, you know what I mean. There's more structure to it, while here it's more fluid, so it's
Yeah.
kind of
There's a lot of shit based off handshakes. And stuff like
exactly.
that.
So how do you maneuver through those false handshakes or like talk to
cat.
us? You know what I mean? Just
The
like
cat.
Right.
The universal cat.
the cap rap, the rap cap.
Rap cat, real rap cat.
Was there any point that like were you shocked at certain things or like were there experiences where you just like what?
I was hell yeah. Like that's what I was telling you. Just praying and fasting, like it just keeps you away from all that. But well, I just maneuver by feeling it out. I don't go a lot of places. I don't go with the rappers everywhere to every show. You know, like you see what's going on the news. You see what's going on trending with certain rappers and certain things happening to them. Like I try to protect my energy, and you know, I'm not too caught up in the let me go here, let me go there, let me go to every session that he's at, let me go to every session that got something going on. You know, I just try to feel it out, and I don't know. Like people have intentions. The world's fucked up, bro. The world's a fucked up place. So I don't know. If it feels right, I'll do it. If it doesn't, I'll just stay home. I'll make all my music from home. Like I'll just track outs and stuff like that, I'll go to the studio, book it for a whole day, and then head right back. Like if there's too many people at the studio, I'm out. You know, if there's too many people that are around there that I can kind of sense like some sort of weird shit's going on, and yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. Like it's not to be like, oh, like something bad's gonna happen to me. I just know that like
protect your energy, like you said.
Yeah, like someone might just start talking jealous or talking shit about someone. I don't want to partake in that. You know, someone starts to belittle this person, what he's got going on, and then he goes on, and then you go on, and then you go on. Like
burns your spirit down.
Yeah, it just burns me out. And then you go home and you feel weird, and then you start getting jealous and envious, and you start getting depressed and shit, and then you start having nightmares. Hell nah.
Contagious.
Yeah, I'm out of there, dude. All right, I'm like, I don't want that.
I think a lot of people are gonna think that's a jam. So talk to us about the Hood Wolf series. So you know, you kind of went over how you linked with Pablo. How did you actually get the Hood Wolf series going, and how were you able to be like featured as an artist like that's Pablo and Danny? Like
shit, it was just from the start. He was the first person to rap on my beats, and we just had so many songs, and I was pulling up to him to this studio in Shallowford. He was still busting plays and shit. Like we were just both with having our own shit going on, but we would just always find some time to link up, make some shit. Like with a lot of the artists, sometimes they get busy on the road and stuff, so you don't really communicate with them that much. But like the first Hood Wolf, nobody was fucking with us. Like no label didn't want anything to do with him, all of that. So it was just me and Pablo, you know? Like it was just me and him working together. It would only be right if we did that. Like no one cares about us. Like we're just doing this just to do it, you know?
But y'all had fans at that point. Definitely a fan base.
We had a fan base, but to us, we didn't have shit, you know? So we were just being hungry and just making shit every day. And, you know, like when I was making the records, I would see him doing shit in the streets and just having the wrong people around him. And I would always tell him like, bro, none of those people really care about you. They're just going to drain you out. Like, just focus on this shit. Like, don't go do this. Don't let all this stuff go. So me giving him that advice just made him like care more about what I had going on. So they put me on as an artist, you know, like when he had a bad team, we used to have a certain team. I don't know what his business is like that. I don't want to put his business out like that. But like we had people that were associates of us that handled our business. I fired them. I was like, bro, these people don't do good paperwork. They did this to a song that went platinum for me, Keep that person away from you. Go get a new this, go get a new that. Like, you know, just like, just telling him the truth, bro. Just being upfront. Like, hey, bro, these people don't have no intentions. They just show up when something happens. So do that. Like this artist that you signed, these artists that you care about so much, they're going to turn on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like just shit like that is what he texts the label. Make sure Danny's name is on the album. Make sure y'all pay Danny. Make sure you shit like that. So that's how it came about. It wasn't that I rushed it or I told the label, put my name on it or I'm going to take the shit down. Right. No, it was just him telling them that. The majority of the time for my stuff is an artist telling the label like, yeah, this, that. Make sure Danny does this.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it different the second time around when there was a label involved? Was there any like...
Yeah, it was just label shit. It's not that it was a bad thing. It was just they were trying to look out, you know? Yeah. They made us do a rollout, shoot videos, do this, taking care of his stuff. It's just more people are involved, so it takes more time.
And when you're an independent producer and you're dealing with, you know, something like this where a label, like I feel like they might be like, unless they have you on paperwork, they might be shy about giving you that exposure. Does that kind of thing exist? I could imagine. I mean, it would only make sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's just the world.
Yeah.
But they can say whatever they want. Like we got it on the album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be mad at them. I'm gonna just find a way.
I feel you. Especially when it worked out, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like as long as it worked out, they can think whatever.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the "We Don't Love 'Em" track. Talk to us a little bit about how that happened. Then I got some specific questions about on the production side.
Yeah, it was me and my boy Jace, and then another thing, a label thing. Like you said, they don't like to give everybody exposure. Like if you didn't put in the hours, they're gonna sometimes, like, it's weird. It's like they'll credit the bigger producer, which I hate, which is why I started signing my own producers, so I have more control over it and I can put their name on the shit and make sure that they get their credits because I'm turning in the project. Yeah. So like with the Hood Wolf 2, you'll see all the production credits. It's because I had a little bit more control and I had a little bit more reputation and
leverage.
Leverage. Before, like me and you made a beat and I submitted it to him, you just know me. So you're just worried about being cool with me. So you just put Danny Wolf, this and that. And with We Don't Love Him, it was just the same thing. Like, it was my homie, like Jace, and he's this kid in school. And I've discovered him. He was on SoundCloud. I mean, I don't think anybody rapped on his stuff. But I just thought he was hard, just like with other rappers and stuff. So I'm just like, bro, let's work. He sends the collab. I send we tweak it up, mixed it up, went same day, gave it to Pablo. I really didn't like the record.
Really?
Like nah, we made so many records that I know when being Pablo, so I just thought it was another record. He texted it to me and I just ignored it. Like I was just, they just always text me records, so I'm just like, okay. But they send me records to keep track of it. It's not to ignore it. It's just so that I
have a catalog.
Yeah, have a catalog and have the sessions in order. So when it comes time to mix it, I know what because bro, I do like majority of the behind the scenes shit. So
the mixing too?
Yeah, the mixing. I wouldn't go and get the song mix, go and get the session. Sometimes I set up the camera guy to go shoot the video, the artwork. Trying to remember. Oh, the clearances with the label. I talk to the people that are in charge of so-and-so shit. So I tell him the splits, the percentages, all of that. Like, so that was just how that record came about. I'm just breaking it down for the producer.
Right.
So the full story. The production, shit, we just made another beat, bro.
Yeah.
Just another beat.
I had a question about the hi-hats.
You talking about the little Mexican hi-hats?
Yeah, so what's
like the ethnic style?
Yeah, so the first thing I thought, I was like, they're so off the grid. I was like, maybe he used the arpeggiator on them and then just shifted them off.
It's just a delay.
Just delay?
Yeah.
You don't have it set like on any step. It's just kind of off.
Just a swing.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the little swing slider?
Yeah.
You have no idea how long I've been thinking about that. Every time I'm like, how did that?
It's just a swing. Like some people may just make beats and they sound so perfect. Like
way too.
Like I like to just like if you're playing the drums, it's gonna kind of sound kind of like a little off, a little second off, like a little.
We put the swing on the melody too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It sounds a little more natural.
Yeah. Right. Like it just, and I'm Mexican, so I like to, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to make my family proud.
Right.
So I just I don't know, just Mexican shit. Lately I've been like with this Young Bands album that me and Young Bands are gonna drop. It's mostly just like mariachis and just some hard shit, but it's like Mexican now. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't know. I just like to add me to it. So
I had one more question about the 808. What is that? What is that 808? Is it just a regular 808?
Just a regular 808, but it's just like the way that Jace painted it out, honestly. Jace did that shit. That's his sauce. I don't even want to cap. That's his sauce. And just, he understands like the 5th and 7th rule. So it was just a bunch of that shit.
The tension.
Tension and high, and just adding tension and then just more tension to it when you end off on the beat. Like for instance, if whatever the root key is, like what I like to do, you just add tension to it whenever you end it. So it's like the 5th key. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I just ended on the 5 and 7. So it just like adds more tension to it when you end off the beat and shit.
So if they want to learn more about that, what do they type in?
I found that video.
Yeah, 57.
Who'd you see it off of?
I saw like I really don't remember, but it's out there. Like it's out there.
I know
like,
it's a dude named.
Type in the rule of 5th and 7th.
Yeah, there's a dude.
I don't think it's called rule of
YouTube?
5th and 7th.
Or is it?
No. It was this old video of this old lady teaching a bunch of old people, and I forgot what it's like. She's just an old lady, and she was explaining music theory, and she had like the keyboard up here, and she was just explaining like chord progressions and stuff, and then she just sneaks it in there. She just said something about fifths and sevenths, and then like shit, she just breaks it down. She's really smart. I forget her name. She has a channel though. It's like this old lady channel.
So there's like music theory. Music theory, okay.
But JB, you already do it in your beats, like right before the bar repeats, how it ends on that high note, and usually it feels like it lifts it up and drops again. That's from tension. That's from the tension in it.
Yeah. So walk us through like your production process.
To be honest, I just meditate first. I just thank God for giving me a life-changing hit that I haven't had yet. And then but that's from the beginning.
You said what? A life-changing what?
Hit. And then just thank him. I just like to thank him before I get anything. Like to thank for, I don't know, for whatever you want. I don't know what you want. Right. McLaren. All right, thank you for the McLaren.
Before you have it.
Yeah, before you have it, just be thankful, and then just move forward, and then just grind it out. And then I don't like to beg. Like if you don't beg somebody, why would you beg God? Like you know what I'm saying? Like just be thankful, and then meditate 10, 15 minutes. Turn off my phone, and then just get to work.
When you meditate, is it prayer or is it just complete silence?
A little bit of both. That's just what works for me, though. Like, if you're an atheist, it's still gonna work for you. Don't listen to me. Like, if you're an atheist, like whatever works for you works for you. That's just what I do personally. You don't have to listen to me, or you just take it however you want, or however your mind understands that. You're right. So, like
you like staying away from social media while you making beats and stuff.
Hell yeah, bro. I've been trying to stay away from social media. Like it's just so draining. It's just so much going on, bro. Yeah. Just even talking about it, it's like, oh God. It's just turn your phone off. It's kind of addicting too sometimes, You're always like,
oh yeah.
And it's just like, damn, what's going on with him? He did that for real. And then I just turn my phone off, put it on a charger, and just get to work.
I seen you have a kit with Splice. Can you talk about how that came about?
Yeah, they just hit me up and they were like, can you make a drum kit for us? And I like to make a lot of melodies sometimes. So I just make like 20, 30 melodies a day. So they just hit me up perfectly on time when I had already made like 300 or 400 melodies.
You had 300 or 400 melodies?
Yeah. And so like, I don't know. I just think the melody is the most important part, Before the beat drops, the drums is just like whatever. So I just made a bunch of melodies and shit. And they hit me up right on time. And I was like, well, shit, I'm just going to give y'all the best melodies I made.
Yeah.
So I gave it to them. And they liked it. They promoted the fuck out of it. So shout out to Splice.
You see yourself doing any more kits or having your own kit store, or is that burned out?
I'll probably drop one sometime this year for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I like to share with everybody.
Do you always create melodies, or you use loops and stuff yourself or sample?
Lately, people with fire samples have been hitting me up. But yeah, I do like to make my own shit though. I like to give it my own sound. But I'll work on with some people's samples if you're my homie. Like Dillip and Othello, these producers I work with, they're fire. They've been my boys for the past like 2 years. And you'll mostly see me collaborating with them and promoting them. I don't mostly promote a lot of producers, but those are the boys. Like Dillip and Othello, they're young, they're 18. Fire. They're like better than any producer out right now. They're better than me. And they're just goats, bro. They're like walking goats. They don't even know it yet. Well, they don't like to say that they know it, but they're humble. But they're fire as fuck. So I'll use their samples and make beats with them. They were who I was sending melodies to, and they were sending me melodies. And we were just collaborating back and forth.
Can you give us some sauce or technique, something that you feel like not a lot of people know about, something that you do when you make beats?
Just the swing, bro.
Swing?
Yeah, just the swing, just the velocity, and Mixing, I mean, mixing. There's so many styles to mix. I don't even want to put y'all on a wild goose chase. Just whatever sounds right. I used to in high school. I used to just listen to a lot of good mixes and just like engrave it in my head. This is what a good mix sounds like. Like Kanye's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like how you can hear the 808s, the drums, the snares, like how they're supposed to sound.
Yeah.
I would just listen to that every day. I would just listen to a lot of stuff every day. So that's just how I just taught myself to mix.
Yeah.
Like if my mix wasn't sounding like that or it wasn't as clear as that, then I was just fucking it up and just kept tweaking it until I got it right.
Mm-hmm. You put anything on the master channel when you make beats?
I use Ableton now. I used to be FL Gang, but Dillip and Othello switched me over to Ableton. But I just put a multi-bands dynamic and a saturator.
Like a tape saturator or something like that?
Nah, just like the saturator from Ableton. It's a stock. They're stock plugins, so I wouldn't know what plugin for FL. On FL, I used to put an isotope ozone, and I never put a limiter because like Southside, when I was starting off with Spins and stuff, and I was at Spins' house, Southside saw my master and he was like, "Nah, little bro, nah." he was like,
take the limiter off.
Yeah, he took the limiter off. He was like, "Nah, little bro, you never put a limiter on here." He's like, "Your shit isn't hitting hard enough." And that's when I was working with McConan and Pablo, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
And then Southside, I DM'd him the other day, like 2 months ago. I was like, "Bro, appreciate you like teaching me how to mix my shit. Like you helped me out a lot." And he was like, "Hell yeah, little bro, keep going." And then he really just a lot of leveling it out and shit.
What made you
like,
switch?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna ask what made you switch to Ableton?
It just sounds more clear.
For real?
It's more knocking to me. To me, it's just slapping harder, and I like the work ethic, like the way you can work on it and stuff. It's just a lot.
The workflow's easier.
Mm-hmm.
It
looks complicated because before I got on FL, I downloaded Ableton. I was like, this is too much. Like,
Right.
got too much like little stuff. But then it's just like FL to the side. It's just like to the side. So I was just like
down at the bottom.
Yeah, like FL is like this. Ableton is just like that. So
you can move around it as fast as you do FL.
And I have a MacBook, so the process was quicker. The sound card came out more clear. Everything just came out more clear. Because I was running Parallels on a MacBook and I was running FL Studio. So, but it was just the plugins would take too much or it would start to glitch out a lot. Ableton is just like all my plugins load up. Everything is just quicker.
I got a question for you. When you use FL, did you ever change the triangular panning law or any of that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. With the circle and
and
then you had to like fix it in the settings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, but I don't think my ears were tuned enough to hear the difference. I just did what I saw on YouTube.
I've heard some people swear by that shit though.
You gotta have the right equipment too to hear the difference too. You know what I'm saying?
What y'all talking about?
The circular panning law.
Yeah.
It's in the settings.
Yeah.
I never even heard that.
My bad.
No, go ahead.
I was just using my headphones, bro. I never had like the equipment, but I don't know. I used to see everybody with equipment and interface, but honestly, I just do everything out of my computer.
No interface, nothing.
What kind of headphones you using?
My friend David just recommended me the ones I got.
What are they? DDR?
Nah.
The Sennheisers?
DT.
Honestly, I saw a picture of Kanye in an airplane and he was wearing these headphones. And I just researched what headphones he was using.
Audio text?
Nah.
Were they the DT? Not the DT?
Nah, it was this foreign name. It was this foreign ass name with like a bunch of numbers. I broke them. I don't remember.
Not Bear Dynamic.
But y'all just look at the picture of Kanye in the airplane where he's just bopping his head. That's where I got it from. I was like, damn, those headphones must be busting.
So when you when in Ableton, do you feel like you can be more creative and you can step out of the box more than in FL?
I can just manipulate the sound more.
Mm-hmm.
I can add like a bunch of effects and just I don't know. It's just what I was looking for. I found it in Ableton, and my drums just came out way more clear. It just I don't know. FL is really good though. They're both the same. I don't know.
When Southside told you to take the limiter off the master, and he said your stuff isn't hitting. Was he saying that because you're putting a limiter on there to make it hit harder when it should be hitting without it?
It was on the master.
Yeah, on the master.
And it was like I don't know. I really, bro, like I wish I knew a lot about plugins and the technicalities. My friends know, Dillip knows so much about that stuff. Like that's why when I did this one video of me making a beat out of a pumpkin, like Dillip was doing all the technical stuff so I could just make the beat. But like he knows the technical stuff and the limiter. I didn't know. I just really just paid attention to what Southside said, and I was like, shit, I guess I don't know.
Southside says it,
Yeah, like if Southside says it, his shit be knocking, so I guess he's right.
Right.
Do you have to get some of your beats mixed when you have placements, or most of the time it's solid?
Honestly, they don't even ask me for masters anymore because of Ableton. Like I'm not the masters for the trackouts. Yeah, they just go straight to the album. So I like that quick flow, you know. So
Ableton is real clean.
It made me want to check out Ableton now.
Yeah,
you convinced me right now.
Yeah, download that shit, bro. Do that shit. Othello uses Ableton. Dillip uses Ableton. Anytime we when we make an album, we don't send no track outs because the engineers fuck with us, you know, make their jobs easier.
Yeah.
Hey.
We see you. You say you use KRK speakers, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Not now. When I move to my apartment, I just use my headphones, or I just use a Beats Pill.
Really?
The majority of my new shit, like all this new shit that I made for Skies' album that's about to come out, is just straight out of a Beats Pill or my headphones or the new AirPods.
The final mix right out of the Beats.
Hell yeah, I've been mixing with AirPods.
The final mix is right off of headphones, Beats Pill, AirPods.
Yeah, because the presets are the same on the master, so I don't mess with the shit. I don't mess with the presets. I just I have presets already.
Like
so,
a template kind of thing?
Yeah, a template. So I don't mess with the template. I already know it's gonna come out right.
Yeah.
So I just cook up.
Whatchamacallit though? So with the KRK speakers and stuff like that, when it compensates for the bass, like a lot of producers don't like that. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, the KRK is the way the bass was coming out. Really, but if you can make it sound good on a shitty speaker, it's gonna sound good without it. When on really good speakers, on like $10,000 speakers. So if it's slapping on a shitty speaker, you'll be straight. You know, as long as you can hear everything, you can hear the melody, you can hear the hi-hat, the 808's not over loud. You're EQing stuff, you're good.
Can you tell us about some things that you see as burnt out and producers should have left in 2018? It doesn't even have to be for producers, it could be in general.
Begging for collabs on Instagram stories. Like the fans aren't following you for that. You begging for money. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you just get a job and you just beg your manager for money or your coworkers for money. Everybody's gonna be like, what's wrong with this man? We here working. You know what I'm saying? Like we're working. Like, why are you begging for money? I don't know, just hating on people on Instagram, comparing themselves. I don't know, bro. It's such a list. I don't even.
He said it's such a list.
Yeah, you just if you know, you know.
So, but with the begging for collabs, how do you feel about spamming in general? People like DMing like music links, DMing beats, just all that kind of stuff in general. Give me a chance type stuff, or I'm a 16-year-old producer. If anyone notices,
yeah, stop using your age. Like,
for real though, right?
Yeah, like there's so many.
There's 8-year-old producers that are hard out here, bro.
Bro, what Dillip told me he was making beats at 8 years old on his mom's iPad.
Thanks. I was doing the same. Like I was on I don't even tell people like I've been making beats since so and so, but I was on the iPod Touch, no cap, like
yeah, bro,
no cap. I was like,
on the GarageBand app or something.
Nah, it's just like they have a whole bunch of sequence and like beat making type apps. I used to use them when I was little. Like I used to get on there. It's the same as like step sequencer on FL.
Yeah, it's all the same shit. It's just I don't know.
you can't count that. Hell no.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
so spamming is burnt out. I mean, it's been burnt out.
I mean, if you're starting off, I can see why. If you're trying to feed your family, like I'm not gonna tell you what to do. If you're trying to get your shit out there, do what you can to get it out there. But it's maybe like spamming an artist isn't the best way, or like some people like to CC me in an email that they CC like a bunch of other people, and you see it and they think you don't see it. That's kind of
leave that shit in 2014.
Yeah, it's like
2014.
Yeah, facts.
group messaging on Instagram.
Oh man. with Southside.
Like, what do you
Metro.
Are we all gonna be like, facts, guys? Everybody, send that shit right now.
Bro, which one of y'all signing this dude right now?
What the fuck?
I got dudes.
They're like, damn, where you been?
Right.
What are we gonna say?
Hey, Metro, you see this, bro?
Right.
You seen that? That shit
Yeah,
hard, bro.
Bro, man, that group chat's going down.
The group chat.
Damn, that was too relatable. He said that.
And then they swear they snap when they made it.
Yeah.
Like, this one's gonna fuck them up. Yeah. This is
Oh, yeah, bro.
and then I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
It's going down in the group message. The group chat
As
going
soon as you
crazy.
see all them names in that circle like that,
Cardi
you know what's
B,
going on.
all that shit.
They're all about to accept this shit.
Cardi B, Wiz Khalifa, Gucci Man.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about kind of going back to reading. Is there any books that you're reading right now that you would suggest to anybody, or any books
Damn,
that
I just turned my phone off. I wish I could show you on my ebooks. I wouldn't recommend any of those, like those crazy books that tell you to go do some crazy shit.
Like what?
48 Laws of Power. Too much.
I feel like you shouldn't even seek power
Yeah.
or
Evil.
try to be manipulated or try
Or
to like.
the art of seduction or the art of war. Why do we want to go to war? We got
Yeah.
enough going on.
feel you on that.
We got enough profiling. Why do you want to know how to start it even more?
Dang, I didn't even thought about
I
that.
feel like I can
perspective.
sense like when I'm dealing with someone or talking to someone that like tries to live by that 48 laws of power. You can just kind of sense it. Like they got like it's like bro.
Yeah, when I hear that, I just laugh. I'm like, okay, all right.
They try to dominate conversation. I don't know. That shit.
Body Language is a good book, but those people that read 48 Laws of Power, they'll manipulate body language or they'll. I don't
It's a
know.
tough one, man.
It's a tough one. I don't want to put people in I don't want them to have bad karma and stuff like that. I don't want to tell somebody, go boss up. I got this shit on my own. Like, I don't want to say all that stuff. I don't know. Just religious books. They're slept on. The Quran, the Buddha book, the Bible slept on.
Like all the OGs.
Yeah, all the OG, all the books that have been around for thousands of years.
There's a reason they.
There's a reason they're the most selling books.
The slept on, the Quran. The slept
I got a question for
slept
you.
on.
I had a question. Do you feel like this generation was steering more away from reading books because like you got your phone, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
and then you have like the whole community of young people. Like we might say like
we're just
reading
hungry.
books is lame, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When really all the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, could be in the books. Like how you feel about everybody just turning away from reading and just sitting on social media and taking in that type of knowledge instead of really learning.
To me, what worked for me was just fasting. All the greats fasted. Gandhi, everybody that changed history. Like if you try to change history, history will be nice to you. So if you know someone's starving on the street and you go and you feed him, you take care of him, that's gonna change his look on life. So there instantly you just changed history. So you just change that person's history. So and then everything just starts to happen for you. So if you're trying to do that, go and read books that help you how to change history. So if you're trying to think, how do I word this?
That's a good answer though.
I know,
Sure.
right? I'm like,
That's a good answer.
Yeah. Have you ever read The Alchemist?
Yeah, but that should lead you to that's why I said don't listen to the psychics, don't listen to the witches, bro. Like you
And put me on. What you mean?
don't listen to the alchemists, don't listen to all that stuff. All that stuff is just telling you that it's up to you, that it's all about you, that it's all about what you do. And like anything that's just about selfishness, I try not to listen to that. Like I try to listen to something that's gonna help the community, stop profiling. Like how does everybody know all this knowledge, but there's still poverty out there? There's still people being hurt. People are still greedy, profiling. All that stuff is still out there. We clearly don't know what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you what I noticed in society. Yeah. How is everyone so selfish? So how did the guy that wrote The Alchemist die? I forgot.
Oh, he died? Paulo Coelho?
Or there was someone that wrote a book like it. What was it? It was like The
Secret or something?
Something like that. It was a
The Alchemist is about the boy that goes on the journey through the desert and stuff like that to find his inner
the personal legend.
Legend.
It talks about the universe and godlike things. So I don't know if it's more like.
I might be talking about the wrong book.
Yeah.
I might be talking about the wrong book, but I don't know. When I was reading it, just try to feel it out. You know what I'm saying? Just try to feel it out. If you read something and you don't feel fulfilled and you don't feel like, okay, this is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I try not to pay attention to it because it leaves you on this journey to keep looking for more and more and more and more. Like the truth is the truth. The truth is not going to have you looking crazy. It's not going to have you looking around for another similar type thing, you know, like another parable. Like, why are you giving me a parable? Tell me the truth. Tell me what it is. You know, because the truth is very clear. The truth brings clarity.
What's a parable?
Like the boy going around this. Like, just tell me about you. Just say, when you do this, when you go and do this, go and this is how you find the answer. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, what is, oh, he's trying to put it into different words and different stuff like that. Just tell us what it is. We don't have time for that stuff. There's people killing themselves. There's people getting hurt, you know? Just stop bullshitting. Just tell us what it is. Tell us the truth. Break it down. Like if you understand something, if I understand something and I know that it could help you, I'm not going to try to mask it. That's what the occult does. A lot of people, they tell you the population isn't ready for this knowledge. Hold it back from them. Why are you trying to hold it back? Why is someone that knows that trying to hold back from everybody? If we all knew this stuff, we would be a different society. We would be exploring the galaxies. We would be way further ahead than what we are now. Racial profiling, all this stuff that we're dealing with now, it wouldn't be a thing. If we could just stop bullshitting each other and writing these books, like, let's just lay it down how it is. Let's tell it to them. If they don't know, then just share everything with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel about books like that. It's too masking. It's too
riddle format.
Yeah, it's too much riddles. Just give me the answer, bro. Yeah. I'm going through a bad time.
But are religious texts kind of that form too, parable form? Like they tell it through.
Some of them are, but the majority of them they're dead to the point. If you read them, if you read the Quran, it's dead to the point. Don't hurt others. Don't kill others. Don't do this. It's not like, if you do this, do that. Don't kill others. Don't hurt others. Right. Don't go here. Don't do this. It tells you don't do this. Like the Buddha, all that stuff. Don't hurt your brother. Don't want to kill your brother. Period.
Yeah, that's true. Because and I remember like reading in the Bible, it talks about, I know the 12 disciples were asking Jesus, like, why do you talk to these people in stories, or why do you speak so much in parables? And he said, because he gave us, he responded with a parable, I believe, if I'm getting it right. But what I find is it's also laid out very clear, and everywhere else everything's are very clear. But then there's also times when he'll speak in parables to make things easier to remember, because we remember stories. We remember stories, right. And then it also challenges us to figure out and seek the truth, because we actually have to be looking for it.
Those that want to look for it.
Because
you're right.
It's like, I'll tell you something like a little parable, right? And you're like, what is he talking about? And you'll sit there and you'll meditate, and then the revelation will hit you, because you're actively seeking it. It's not just like that seeking process. There's something to be said for the actual seeking process.
Right. But imagine if that person is a greedy person.
Right.
What type of parable is he trying to give me?
You might be searching for goat.
You might be searching for something that isn't right. Like you'll know what type of person that person is by how he died. The way that these people die, you'll know who's knew the truth. You'll know who, like, the way that these people live their stuff, and the way that they the way that they teach others and stuff. You'll hear about it. hey, have you read this? Hey, it's the reason not a lot of people aren't talking about The Alchemist. It's the reason why, like, because some people, it's just too conflicting. That's why I said the OG books just tell you everything. We're looking for something somewhere else when it's all written there. But you also have to realize that when Jesus was preaching and when he was telling parables, look at the time that they were in. They didn't have iPhones. We didn't have a short attention span. We could sit here, we go somewhere to listen to you talk.
Right. They traveled.
Now you go on YouTube and it's like, okay, like I'm gonna do that.
I want a minute,
like,
30
get to the
second
truth. Like
explanation.
it's a different generation.
That's true too.
It's a different time. Like that was 2,000 years ago. We didn't have cell phones. You couldn't call somebody and say, hey, I found out the truth. Hey, this is what it is. Back then, it was so that the people remembered it so that they could go explain it to other people.
Right.
So
you can pass it down.
Yeah, so you can pass it down. Now we live in a different age. It's a different culture. Let's stop. You can't bullshit people anymore. If you're doing something, you can't bullshit them anymore. If you lie about something, people gonna find out.
But this whole country is based on parable. Like the kids in school, like we don't have sexual education. They don't teach you about credit. They just let you graduate and get fucked in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. So
the whole
bro, exactly.
The whole thing's a parable, right?
But imagine if you told them the truth, they wouldn't be fucked.
Yo, when you graduate, bro,
shit's fucked up.
When you graduate, we gonna tell you to get in college and goddamn, you know what I'm saying? You get in college if you want to, but we gonna tell you you gotta get in college or you gonna look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not an option. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even do the SATs. Shit.
You know, this. I don't know if this is like. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but when y'all and it kind of plays off of how he said like people keep things from each other. When you first found out, I'm thinking about this now. The book, The Secret, it means it's hidden from somebody. And when I know the first time I was shown The Secret, it was kind of like on some low key like. Yo, you ever heard about The Secret? You know what I mean?
Don't tell nobody
but
about
then
The
when
Secret.
you look at the books that are in the old, like the Quran, all those books, you got your grandma telling you, read the Bible. Yeah. It's so blatantly always there. So that just made me something I just thought about.
It's like, why are we hiding stuff? Can we grow as a society so we can fucking explore the stars already? So there's a reason that there's so many things going on we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. There's a reason like stuff we don't know about. Like, because we keep holding each other things from each other. We keep holding people. Oh, he doesn't deserve to know this knowledge. How do I know you won't use that knowledge for good?
Something crazy.
How do I know you won't change the world and then you change the world and that leads to the cure for this, the cure for that? You know what I'm saying? It's just
same goes for producers. Share the sauce.
Facts. Share all the sauce because then you get more sauce later on. You get the placements that you're looking for. You get everything that you're looking for.
Shit. Overrated, underrated?
Let's get to it. All right, so
y'all get me riled up.
I know, right? I'm sitting there. I'm just like,
I'm ready to change the world.
I'm just like I gotta go home and just sit and just think for a minute, just marinate on this. Yeah. All right, so we got a segment called Overrated, Underrated, where we just give you 5 topics and you just simply tell us if it's overrated, underrated, and then we'll just go into it a little bit more. Okay. So I feel like I already know how you're gonna say respond to this one, but first topic on overrated, underrated: selling cracked VSTs as a side hustle.
I was just talking to someone like an hour ago about this. Like, what do you mean? Like, as a producer or as someone that sells them for that?
A producer.
Like, as a producer selling cracked VSTs
like,
or just
like
a producer buying it from someone that does that?
Selling it as a hustle, as a way to make money. Like the bootleg DVD man.
That's rough. That's tough because
bootleg DVD man.
That's tough because that bootleg DVD man could be starving.
All right.
And he could be in the worst situation. But we also can't just take people's shit, you know? You reap what you sow.
Leave it up to karma.
Yeah.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah. So
That's
if you crack those VSTs, go and feed the homeless. If you go and do this shit, don't just stay there. And you know what I'm saying? If you make money off these plugins, go and help someone. If you do this, like, as long as you're helping people.
I feel like with that though, like I'm gonna bring up something that my boy JW says all the time. Don't just do something just because you're like, oh yeah, I gotta even out karma. If it's not your inner core being.
No, but if you can't help it, like if you're starving, humans are humans. So if you're
I'm talking about the giving back. like, oh man, I gotta even out karma, so I'm gonna go feed the homeless today. Not because you're in
No,
the beat,
that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I meant if you get a placement, don't do it because of the cracked VSTs or stuff like that. Obviously, that's
You mean like your motive? Like
whatever your motive is,
Yeah.
is the point. Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
Don't do it selfishly.
yeah, because I mean, people are always gonna do some shit. You know, I'm not
Right.
gonna sit here and be like, don't crack no VST, don't. And then I'm not gonna sit here and tell you buy $10,000 worth of VSTs because no one has $10,000. No, that's not what I meant. Not that nobody has $10,000, but if you're doing that, I'm assuming you don't have $10,000.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just if it works. Like now we buy all of our stuff. Now obviously we can buy that stuff. But as a producer on the come up, I don't know, bro. Just get it in how you gotta get it in. I can't knock someone's hustle.
Facts. Don't be surprised when you stole a beat or when you stole a VST and someone steal the beat.
Yeah, it's shit like that.
What's his name? Curtis King said the same. He was talking about the same thing. You know, he had like that thing with the Suicide Boys. They had used a beat that was real similar to his, like real similar. He made a whole video about it.
Real.
It's like real
You say
similar.
anything came from cracking?
Huh?
Like his karma came from cracking?
Well, he said he's like, I can't even be mad for it. He's like, I'm gonna chalk it up for experience. And he's like, I stole the VST, they stole the beat. What can I say? Yeah, and he was like, I'm gonna use this as a learning opportunity. I was like, dang, that changed my whole perspective on it too. And one thing I'm learning from you is like, I gotta stop being so judgmental. Even though I thought I wasn't judgmental, there's things like I remember the last time we brought it up, I was so like, yeah, if you selling crack plugins, man, you whack. You burnt out. But then I'm like, dang, maybe, you know, you might be starving.
Yeah.
Maybe. So it's a lesson I'm learning.
Still love for bread to feed your family type of thing.
Yeah,
Right,
my
right.
mom used to do that in Mexico. That's why I just like my mom in Mexico when we were in Mexico. Well, before I was born, she was a kid. She had 12 brothers and sisters, and they used to steal from a bakery because my grandmother was poor, and they had a house, like, you know, those metal sheets that are kind of like,
Oh yeah.
that's what their house was made out of. So they had to steal every day. Shit, when we were living in that church basement, sometimes we had to steal. Sometimes I had to jug some friends' Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we were just going through it. We were eating with the roaches. So, shit, I can't say anything. It's not my point. So I used to do that. So.
Sheesh. All right, overrated, underrated. Next topic, Puma.
It looks fire. It looks fire.
Simple enough. All right, overrated, underrated. Yamaha HS8 monitors.
I don't even know what that is.
You know the Yamaha monitors, black and white ones.
Oh, they had those at the studio. I've
Yeah,
seen those actually.
ones
But I
everyone's
don't. When I was using them, I didn't like it, but I got used to it. So
You didn't like him?
Nah, because I know how the 808 was sounding originally on my computer, like the original sound of the 808, and then when I played it off that, it was kind of sounding kind of different. But you have it, you have it.
Those
Was
are
this-
flat speakers. Yamaha's flat. Like HS8s, I think those are the most flat of all. Because you got the 7s, you know what I'm saying? You got the 7s, which might lack some bass, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the 5s. No bass is gonna have the highs and the mids unlocked. And some people just get the 5s just to hear the highs in their mix, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then the 8s is gonna be the full package. It's gonna be like a flat sound, you know what I'm saying? That's probably why you ain't like it. 'Cause
Maybe
it's like raw.
so. Fuck it. Overrated.
Oh, JB, so when you say it's a flat sound, what do you mean by flat sound? Like
Flat as in like he said, like, you know, the KRKs had this like a extra like a bass boost.
Yeah.
The Yamahas wouldn't have that. It'll be flat. Like that's a true sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you go from using like you said the KRKs and you don't like that, use headphones. You know what I'm saying? You could tell the difference. Like it sound different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, you're definitely right. Yeah.
so what's the best way to get a true sound?
depends on how you work. Cause like he said, like if you're using headphones and stuff, he might know how to make his mixes sound good in the headphones. But he might go to them flat speakers and be like, you know what I'm saying?
But you can
sound
make it
weird,
work,
You know what I'm saying? But he know how to make his beat sound good. You know what I'm saying?
So really anything you use.
It's up to your ear. But for a producer who has problems developing his ear, you don't need to use a speaker that's already
You're right, yeah.
treated. You know what I'm saying? You need to use flat speakers because you don't really know.
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
right. No, yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna train your ear
Yeah,
to something
Facts.
that's
If you-
Oh yeah, I was just about to say
Yeah.
that. Some some producers, they think that they're training their ear a certain way, and then 2-3 years go by, and you trained your ear completely different from what it was supposed to be, and then that affects your placements. It affects how it affects how the rapper hears the beat, and then they're just wondering like why they're not getting placements is because they trained their ear incorrectly. That's why we gotta share the sauce with our friends. And
Super gym.
And just don't train your ear incorrectly because it's gonna affect you in 2-3 years. So if just play your beat and compare it to something that sounds fire. Doesn't sound like that. Don't be stubborn. A lot of people are just like, oh no, I know what I know. Like,
This is the new song.
Yeah, this is the new way. Nah, bro. I can't even hear it.
I'm different, bro. I'm just different, bro.
This is just different shit, bro. You just hating.
He said the new way. All right, I got these last two topics done, but I don't really. You want to elaborate on those? I feel like.
So rapper album placements. So basically chasing rapper, like getting on rappers' albums. The opposite of what you're about to do when you drop your album.
Chasing a rapper?
Nah, like having your goal to be to get on these rapper albums.
Versus coming out dropping your own album with a rapper feature.
Which I know you got to do that in order to get to that even level. You got, you know what I mean?
No, you like the stepping stones.
But like, there's a lot of producers like that's their main thing is getting on these rappers' albums. Which I mean, it's understandable, but we're just basically asking your take on it.
Like a big producer, or just like local producers.
Aspiring producers.
I mean, not local producers or rap.
Like
I meant
anybody who,
rappers,
like,
big rappers,
yeah,
or
big,
local rappers.
well,
Any rapper?
You know how to make a post and be like it's the credits, it's the credits for the album, like it's finna drop. You know what I'm saying? All the producers, I made it. You know what I'm saying?
Branding
like
yourself.
Nah, like we were saying, like a major album placement
making
like that.
those albums.
Yeah, like let's say they like Gucci posted it. Okay, I got Danny Wolf. I got, you know what I'm saying, like making the cut.
Oh, making the cut. Can't be worried about it. You know it's hard. It's gonna be hard, and if it's just knowing the artist's sound, studying the artist. Don't just send him a fucking mariachi beat if he doesn't rap on that shit like that. Don't send them a cumbia beat. You know what I mean? You don't, that's not their sound. Try to send them something that's their sound. And if it didn't make the cut, just work harder. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't make the cut, it wasn't hard enough. You know, you'll know when it makes the cut. They'll be like, bro, send more shit like that. That shit's going dumb. Oh, I like this shit. If you don't get no response, don't be stubborn and keep sending the same shit. Just hold it on. Stay still. Just think it through. Okay, he didn't reply for a reason. I sent him 10 beats and I didn't get no response. Unless the artist is hitting you up and saying, bro, I'm using this for my album. Don't send it to nobody. Bro, I use this for this. Don't send him. Don't keep flooding him with trash, you know? It's just, unless you're getting response, then you know you're on the right path. If you're not getting response from Gucci, like you said, or something, then you didn't send them the slaps.
Jim, stop flooding.
That was a gym. That was a gym.
Yeah, this response
That question
is a big
took
deal.
all kinds of turns.
Yeah. So you give someone a jacket and they'll tell you, bro, thank you for this jacket. It's just my style. I love it.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And you'll know, you know? If someone's...
You could give it to bro over there and he'd be like, that shit.
He'd be like, I mean, it's cool,
What is
but...
Keep that
Yeah,
shit,
he's
bro.
just like, thank you.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to say thank you and say, yeah, bro, you're hard. That's what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not supposed to hate on your shit. Some people are dickheads, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just get the right response. If you get the right response, keep sending them that shit. Don't switch it up.
Like when you give me the jacket, be like, yeah, this is cool. And as soon as you leave, man, this is my style, man.
Facts. Because like 2 years later, he might see everybody wearing it. And he's like, oh shit, nah, this is perfect.
Yeah, no, nigga, about that.
All right, and then the last one, overrated, underrated, producers rapping.
Rapping?
Yeah.
I just said that at the beginning. Oh shit.
They be live for this
I
overrated,
love
live for
it.
this
That's
topic.
my favorite one.
You gotta come out the grip like Kanye. You gotta come out with a smash. This shit gotta come out with a smash. I don't know. That's just for anything. You know?
Yeah.
If
Like
you ain't
extra cards stacked against you.
Yeah, bro, you got all the pressure. Obviously, we know your beats are hard. If you're trying to be a producer, rapper,
You got to be all in.
you gotta be better than the artist that you work with. That's just my opinion. Don't mean I hurt nobody's feelings.
Shoot, that's pretty much it for overrated, underrated.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Appreciate you pulling up, bro.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you. Fire episode.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I've been saying this every single episode, but I'm like, this is my favorite one. Like every single one we've had, I'm
We've
like,
been
this is
going
my
crazy
favorite
this
one.
year for sure.
Right.
Facts. We're all about to take over. Shit's about to be done.
Families, all that shit. But hell yeah. Hit that subscribe.
Peace, love, and prosperity, y'all.